Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl San here, and welcome to the Sandbox, or welcome back if you've been here before. Before I do anything else, I want to wish you all a very happy new year. We're what, 5 days in, 4 days in, and I have great hope for the new year. I hope you do too. And I'm sitting in my dining area. Those of you who've been with me through the Christmas Chaos series, you've seen this area before. It looked very different than it does right now because I had all of my Christmas decorations up. But I am that girl that even though I truly love Christmas, and I do, when it's over, it is over for me. So yesterday, I bit the bullet. I took down my tree. I know some people keep it up till the 6th, and I usually do keep it up till the 6th, but I knew that this upcoming week was going to be pretty busy for me, so I said, let me just get it over with. So I took down all of my decorations. So as you know, I had a whole Christmas scape on the table here, the reindeer in the back, and all of the Christmas things that are down now. So I am actually, setting up my table for everyday life because this is where I don't have a table in my kitchen. So this is where all of my eating is done. So this is going to be a quick thing. I already have some of the things on the table. I have back on that wall a painting that was originally there, but it only came down because of the Christmas decoration. And I placed in that corner a candelabra in that corner. That is not new, but that is a new place for it. I used to have that in my living room. But this is just a quick thing I'm going to be doing. What I really want to talk to you about today is 2025 and this new year. And, I have a question for you guys, and you can let me know in the comments. Do you set resolutions, or are you more of a goal setter? I no longer set resolutions. I set goals, and you're probably wondering what's the difference? Resolution, goal, are you just calling it a different name? Now, everything that I say here is my opinion and what works for me. I'm not a life coach or anything. I've just learned some things along the way, and I've made adjustments. So, as I said, I no longer set resolutions because in my mind, I view a resolution as something that a nice want. Like, for instance, on January 1, you might say, okay, I have a big event in February and I want to lose, I'm going to a class reunion and I want to lose 50 pounds by February. I mean, is it possible? Maybe, but highly unlikely, right? So that's what I mean when I say a nice want. We usually have no real substance behind it. It's something that we would like. There is no plan. There is no clear direction on how to get there, hence why resolutions usually fail. A goal, on the other hand, again, my opinion, is something that I want. Okay, I may want to still lose those 50 pounds, but I am not going to set an unrealistic goal for myself. So, am I going to lose 50 pounds in the next 4 weeks? Absolutely not. Am I going to lose 50 pounds in the next 4 months? Maybe not, right? That's a lot for 4 months, right? But if I do want to lose 50 pounds, I may say, okay, in the next 6 months, I want to lose 50 pounds, and here is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to monitor my diet. I am going to add exercise into my life. I'm going to have weekly weigh-ins. I may get a personal trainer. All of these things are plans of how I am going to achieve my goal, right? So I just want to talk to you about some of the pitfalls of goals and goals that we set and resolutions, and maybe some of the reasons why they fail. And believe me, I've had plenty fail, so I'm very versed. But again, like I said, I have learned, and the one thing I think that really takes you to the next level in life is not that you no longer make mistakes, but you really examine those mistakes and try to really learn the lesson from them. So first thing, why we fail. And if you see me looking down here, I made some notes so I'm not rambling on. So the first reason why we fail, because we set, as I just said, we set unrealistic goals for ourselves. We, like I said, the 50 pounds, 4 weeks, that's an unrealistic goal. Your goal, the other reason that you fail is your goal is not a real goal. And what I mean by that is we are living in a time where we are heavily influenced by social media. And including myself, I look at some of these influencers and I think to myself, oh, wow, that looks awesome. You know, they have the kitchen that's all laid out in white, and you know the drawers are immaculate and everything is decanted and all of those things, and I love that, right? We all love to see that level of organization. We look at the person that has got this great morning routine. They wake up at 5 a.m. and they're off to the gym and all of those things, right? So, but is that a real goal for you? Now, personally, as I have gotten older, I have become more and more organized. So I have looked at those things and I realize that they resonate with me, right? So I like the organization. I like to decant things when I come home from the supermarket. So I strive towards that, but that is because that resonates with me. It resonates with the core of who I'm evolving, and this is the person that I'm becoming. Now, if you sleep every morning till 10, 11 o'clock, and you are now going to vow to wake up at 5 o'clock every morning, 5 a.m. every morning, and you know, do this massive workout and drink a glass of green juice and all of those things. Am I saying that these things are not possible? Absolutely not. They are very possible, but they're not possible without some real change of behavior for you, because now you've been waking up at 10 and 11 o'clock every day. So how are you going to get up at 5 a.m. and be out the door and at the gym and, you know, the juice and all of those things? So it may mean that you have to make some adjustments to your sleep habits. You know, maybe you get up late because you go to bed very late. So maybe you might have to now change your schedule a bit so where you're going to bed a little bit earlier. Maybe it might be that you have to engage a partner that, you know, is going to help you and hold you accountable. Maybe you have to make sure that you set your alarm at night. You know, make sure that you remove barriers that are going to stop you from getting to the gym in the morning. So make sure that you've packed your bag, you're prepared, so there are less excuses to stop you from doing what you have planned to do. So this is what I mean when I say a real goal. So you set a real goal that is important to you, that resonates with you, that's going to solve a problem that you may have. It may help you to grow and become a better version of yourself. Those are real goals. Looking at social media at what someone is doing and saying, oh, that's what I want to do, that's not necessarily a real goal. So the next thing, kind of what I just talked about a little bit, is you have this goal now, but you have no plan. How? The how is just as important as the what. So you know what you want to do, but you really need to know how you're going to do that. And you just don't just set off if you're going to a place that you've never been before. You're going to drive. So you don't just jump in your car and just head in the general direction of where you think it is. You may get in your car, you stop at the gas station, you make sure you have gas, you've engaged GPS so that you know where you're going, because this is how you're going to get to where you need to be when you don't know how to get there. So your plan, a solid plan, is very important. And I think a lot of times, I mean, I know I've done that in the past. I lack the solid plan. I know what I want to do, but I have no idea on how I'm going to do that. The fourth thing is that we set too many goals. You know, we in the beginning of the year is new. We're all full of enthusiasm and excitement and focus and energy, but that's only going to take you so far. If you're anything like me, by the end of January, all of that has fizzled out, right? So now, if you're not left with solid plans, and also that you don't have too many things to focus on, then everything fizzles out with the enthusiasm. So we have to have the right amount of goals, we have to have the plan, we have to make realistic goals, and we have to make real goals based on who we are. So how do we fix this? So the why of your goal is very important. Why is this thing that you want to do or learn or whatever it is, why is that important to you? Because I think that helps you knowing the why and keeping that going in your head. Like, for instance, say you want to save money because you want to buy a house or something like that. So you're keeping that focus in your head on a daily basis helps you to achieve that goal. It's part of helping you to achieve that goal. Of course, it may mean some lifestyle changes. You may have to make some sacrifices. You may have to, maybe not go out to so many dinners, pass on a few outfits, certain things that's going to help you to save that money to buy a house. But knowing that why you're making those sacrifices, that really helps, right? It's important, as I mentioned before, not to have too many goals. So pick, I would say, no more than 1 to 3, depending on the complexity. If it's something that's really large and it has a lot of, moving parts, you may just want to stick with 1. And if it's something that you don't need the entire year to complete, once you have completed it, maybe then you move on to something else, right? Also, that being said, a goal doesn't mean that it's something that you have to complete in the year. It may be an ongoing thing. I know there were some things from last year that I'm still working on. So it could be an ongoing thing. It doesn't have to necessarily be 6 months, a year, 3 months, whatever the case may be. But do not set too many goals. 1 to 3, I think, is plenty. Set a realistic time frame of completion for this. Like I said, some things cannot be done in a year. Some things is an ongoing, working on yourself, for instance, is an ongoing thing. I am actively and constantly working on myself, trying to be the very best version of myself that's possible. And that's continuous working and growing, right? But set realistic time frames. If it's something that you want to complete in the year, so, you give yourself the 6 months or the 3 months or whatever, depending on what that is. You're going to have weekly check-ins with yourself to hold yourself accountable to what you have stated that you want to do. Now, if you have a friend that is also, it doesn't have to be the same things, but also working on something, maybe you can buddy up with that person and you guys hold each other accountable. If not, then you hold yourself accountable. So you're going to have a weekly check-in and check your progress. Are you on track? If you are not on track, now you have to figure out the reason. What is the root cause for you not being on track? So if your goal was to get up at 5 a.m. and head out to the gym every day, but that hasn't happened, maybe you went 1 day the week or 2 days. and your goal is to go 5 days. So why have that not happened? Is it because maybe you found that it was too difficult to get out of bed if you're leaving at 5, so maybe you have to get up even at 4:30, right? So maybe it was too difficult to do that. Well, why was it difficult to do that? Are you allowing yourself enough sleep? Are you, when you get up, do you hit the alarm 10,000 times, and then by the time you actually do roll out of bed, it's no longer viable for you to do that, right? So you think about all of the reasons that you did not do what you were supposed to do on that week, and you course correct. Maybe 5 o'clock is too early, and it's okay to change the plan along the way, because now this is a living, breathing thing. So it's okay to make changes because your plan is growing with you, right? So maybe it's unrealistic for you to think that you were getting up at 10 or 11 o'clock, and now you're getting up at 4:30 to be out the door at 5. So maybe you need to reassess that a little bit. Maybe you can be out the door at 6 o'clock. And here is where what I mentioned before, your plan being real to you. Now, I'm an early riser. I am up at between 5:30. So, and I do things at that time because it's quiet. I work, so I have to start work at a certain time. So I try to get things done early in the morning. I write, I say my prayers, I do chores, whatever it is that I have planned, I do that. So waking up at that time, if I had to do something, is not a problem for me. But if you are someone who, you're not able to do that, maybe you need to think about, is getting up at 5 o'clock a real plan for me? Or maybe I am more of a 6 or 7 o'clock girl, right? So you do what works for you. Be kind to yourself. When you have, not achieved what you're supposed to do, and, you did your check-in and maybe you weren't, as stellar as you should have been for that week, be kind to yourself, okay? You've now assessed that what you haven't done, you have assessed why you haven't done it, and you've replanned on how you are going to change that for the upcoming week. Conversely, if you are on track and you have done the things that you need to do in support of your plan, then you need to celebrate your small wins. No win is too small to celebrate. Celebrate your wins and, keep it going. We are just at the beginning of the year. Things change in a blink of an eye, and sometimes adjustments need to be made to that hard and fast plan that we thought we had, but also learn to be flexible. So I'm just that's all I wanted to say about that. I hope, that there was some helpful tidbits in there. Like I said, this is just my opinion as a working on myself, evolving person. These are some of the pitfalls I've gone through, continue to go through, and find ways to work through and adjust. So if you are on that journey too, maybe some of the things that I have mentioned would be helpful for you. So hit me up in the comments and let me know if you are a New Year's resolution person, or if you set goals, and what are some of the things that you guys would like to do in the new year. That being said, I am going to jump in and just finish up this area. Like I said, this is going to be a pretty quick video. I actually stopped in at the at-home store. That's, one of the places that I like to shop. They're very reasonably priced things. On the table, I have a runner, and this color they're calling peacock. Now, in my house, you'll see that I have turquoise. My sofa is a navy blue. My banquette over here is more of like a royal blue. And peacock is not really a color that's in here. But this is a nice pop of color to drop in to all of the blues and the turquoise and it just gives the table like a little more of a splash rather than if I had put, say, a white runner or a royal blue or navy blue runner. This just gives it a little pop. So, and I've had this already. I think I got this on Amazon a long time ago. So then I got this lantern here at the at-home store. This was $19.99. It didn't come with the candle. The candles are battery operated. These were $5 a piece. So I bought that. And I bought the tray on the table that I'm going to show you in a second. Okay. So just take, I don't know why I didn't do this ahead of time. That would have been smart, right? Okay. So I have to put batteries in these, which I'm not going to do right now. But I'm just going to, set them up in the lantern. So we're going to drop that in there. Grab up all of my mess. Okay. Okay, so then I have, as I mentioned, this tray that I got. All of this, by the way, came from the at-home store. I will link them in the description box because they're still, they still have these in the store. Okay, so it is a mirrored tray. Like it very much. It's also $19.99. So I'm going to place that right here in the middle. Then I bought this Topiary tree. Right? This one was $29.99. So I'm just going to cut that off. And I'm going to place that right there in the middle like so. And then I got these balls. These are $19.99. And they're the same ball, they're the same as what's on the tree. And I'm just going to drop these in just for a little greenery. I didn't feel like doing flowers on the table, so I thought the greenery would be nice. So that is it. And that is it. That is all that I'm doing here. I also bought, I think this is, what kind of tree is this? I'm not sure. But I bought this tree, it's $69.99. I really love it because it's white. And it just adds something to the room. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. And the other thing is I have it up high, so it works as decor for the dining area as well as the living area. So let me show you the tree. So this is the tree. I'm going to put it in another pot, but I really like it. So that's that. And I think that's it. That's all that I'm going to do in here. I'm going to keep it very simple. Later in this week, I am going to reset my living room. Like I said, all of my Christmas decor is down. So I'm going to reset there. So I'm going to be posting another video with that information. I'm going to show you, I got some new things for that room. I didn't just get them though. These were things that I have been buying all year long pretty much. I have a couple of new chairs and a couple of accessory pieces, some art, things like that. But we will see that in the next video. So thank you again for stopping by the Sandbox. I hope our 2025 chit chat was good, and I want us all to win in 2025. Again, thank you for stopping by. Make sure that you subscribe, hit the notification bell, ring the bell, hit the notification bell so that you are alerted each time that I put up a video. Like, comment, share. I love to read your comments, so please comment. Tell me what you think about the resolution versus the goals. Tell me if you agreed with some of my points. If you didn't, if there are some points of your own that I didn't mention, enlighten us. Please tell me. I love to hear from you guys, and I love to hear what you have to say. So thank you again, and see you next time in the Sandbox.